Hey Siri, pick a number 1 through 8.
A random number between 1 and 8 is 7.
Siri has controlled how many pages I read, how many chapters I read, and now how many hours I read. I don't see how it could possibly get any worse from the last 2 challenges, but we all know Siri hates me, so let's find out together.
5 stars. This is your warning that I'm going to be saying the S word many times throughout this video, and it will probably cause your S word on your phone to go off. That typically happens, so I just want to warn you now if you got any of your devices by you.
It is day 1 of Siri controlling how many hours I have to read a day. I am so nervous and excited. Last time I did this was like a year ago. Siri is now male Siri. I got a new phone. I switched it over. You guys know I had a love-hate, mostly hate relationship with Siri. I needed someone new. Hey Siri, pick a random number 1 through 8. He didn't speak, but he said 4. Wait, he just went away. Do you trust me, or do I need to do that again?
Maybe this time hold it up to they see your face and that.
Pick a random number 1 through 8.
A random number between 1 and 8 is 2.
I'll take that. I will take that, Siri. I like her, Serena. So the first book that I am going to be reading is one that I have already started, and it's called The Executioner's 3. I'm very excited about this. Look how cool the sprayed edges are. I don't know if you can... I'm so excited to read this one. It's young adult horror, and the only horror I'm into is Stephen King's, and so I'm excited to read something a little different. I will say, I started reading it, and I've been having really weird dreams. I don't know if it's linked or connected, but I was really scared just starting this book. Maybe it's anticipation for what's to come, but that prologue was actually kind of crazy, and I was scared. This one's fun because it has a supernatural element to it. Basically, the main character, I think her name's Freddie. She lives in the dream fall town. Well, maybe not dream because I think it's haunted. She heard screaming in the woods one night, and she thought something terribly wrong was happening, so she called the police. Turns out it was just kids from the rival high school who were partying, but the next morning they found a dead body in the forest where those kids were. And she ended up accidentally getting like half of that high school arrested, but she just thinks there's more to it. She thinks that this wasn't what the police said it was, a suicide. She thinks there's definitely more to the story. So she starts doing some digging, and that forces her to get involved in these prank wars rival schools do to each other, and they've been doing this for like 20 years, and she becomes a target by this guy from one of the schools, and there are these poems that start to, I don't know how they show up in the town, but it's called The Executioner's 3, and the poem's at the beginning of the book, and it was super creepy. Those are kind of warning signs. I'm being very vague in describing this book, but that is because if you just read the prologue and first chapter, you'll get a lot of information there. So I think that is probably the best way to go about reading this book. Look at this map. I love when non-fantasy books also come with maps. Look how freaking cool this is. I am going to start The Executioner's 3. Oh, and I need to start the phone timer. My matcha right here.
Opening, closing, all in one day. Blue sky, then violent rain. Feeling the dirt shake, sensing the change. The dog has been shaken outside of a grave. Opening, closing, statements or phrase. Radio channels, curses or praise.
Hi guys, it has been many hours later. You're probably wondering why I'm coming to you, and it looks like I'm about to go to bed. It's because I was about to go to bed, and I was going to finish off my challenge. I have made it to page 85. Let me get there. Page 85, I had 8 minutes left on the timer,
I've been having a good old day. I've been spreading out this challenge all throughout the day, reading here, reading there. I finished getting ready. I come out from the bathroom to get my last 8 minutes up and going. I open it to this. A big fat whopping 0. So I accidentally deleted my time. And I know we're just starting off the challenge, and that is not a good sign. But I'm going to be reading for the next 8 minutes. I'm just gonna have to get this timer going. And I am loving this book. You guys, it's literally set in October in 1999. It doesn't get better than that. And like the main character rides her bike to school. I love that. Now that I feel like I have a better understanding of kind of the mystery that's happening, I'm not as spooked as I was when I first read the book, but I am so excited to continue reading. But this one's a short one. It's not even 300 pages. So let's continue reading The Executioners 3 for the next 8 minutes, and then I am going to see what Siri picks for me tomorrow on day 2. Yesterday I made it to page 90, and honestly I kind of felt really spoiled. I got to just read those 2 hours whenever I wanted. Although it's obviously fictional, it's kind of fun because I feel like it's taking me back to a time that I have lived, but I was a baby. I was like only a couple weeks old, so I don't remember. But it's just really cool. I don't know why, to me, it feels even more special. I've just never read a book that's set literally not only in the year that I'm born, but the actual month. It's 5 p.m. in the evening, so I don't have that many hours to read. So I'm gonna ask Siri to pick like a number 1 through 5. Hey Siri, pick a random number 1 through 6. 4. Okay, that's not bad. That's actually pretty good. I would love to read for 4 hours. I would be very honored to read for 4 hours. Reading for 2 hours and 12 minutes now. I just got to page 170, and which is crazy. I'm flying through this book. Even right now, I would recommend putting it on your fall TBR. I read this out loud to Ian, and it literally says, Freddie floated euphorically on a euphoric cloud of euphoria. And he was like, she's just trolling now. It's so funny because in this book, I actually really like it. I actually like her as an author, and I like how she's told the story thus far. That specific part is really funny because I don't remember her writing in that way at all. She's definitely just being funny. I think it's kind of making fun of the main character a little bit because she is such a hopeless romantic. She just had a moment with this boy that she likes, and it's so funny. That's exactly what this main character would think, 100%. Tone is very fitting for the main character, so I'm not mad about it. It's actually really funny. I am going to continue reading, but I just had to tell you guys this. What if I finish this tonight? I mean, I'm halfway through the challenge, so maybe. Got 1 hour left. I'm on page 197. I'm frightened. Nothing like a good fright night. Oh, how much time do we have left? Oh, 33. Oh my gosh. I am sickened by what I just read. I'm so mad at the main character. Why does this always happen in horror novels? Like, or whatever. I feel like actually sick. I can't believe. Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. Now you really screwed us all. Whoa. Here. 4 hours. Woo! I did not finish the book. I made it to page 229. I'm almost done. I actually don't think I would finish this tonight because I still got a decent chunk. I will see you guys tomorrow for day 3 of Siri controlling how many hours I have to read. Would you like to say hi? Hi guys, good morning. It is the next day and it is day 3 of Siri controlling how many hours I need to read a day. I am feeling very cozy. Like I'm sat for the day. I am on page 229 right at this little page break. I am almost done. I think I have 60 pages left. Oh, crap, I don't even remember where I left. Oh, I remember where I left off. And I remember why I left off there. It's giving me like Goosebumps and Stranger Things vibes. Let's ask Siri how many pages I have to, or hours I have to read today. Hey Siri, pick a random number 1 through 8. 2. Oh. Okay. I'm kind of surprised, honestly. I thought she was gonna say a really high number. This is crazy. Last time I was getting outrageous numbers.
The answer is 49.
This is a joke. This is a joke. She picked 49! Oh my. Might as well just read the whole 50. I had to read this whole book today. Let's continue on with the Executioner's 3. Yeah, we'll figure out what to read after that. Oh, I need to start the timer. The Executioner's 3. What to even say about this book right now? This was so much fun, honestly, reading about this curse that goes so far back in this small town, hundreds of years, and how it has its grip on the people in this town. Some people believe it to be true, others don't. I really enjoyed trying to figure out the mystery throughout it. It's almost like you are trying to figure out this poem and how it can relate to what's happening in this town today and what the significance of this warning sign is to the people. Such a fun fall book. I 100% recommend reading this for the fall time. Like, it's just a really fun read, and I think I would end up rating it like a 3 stars. I thought it was going to be much higher, and then I kind of started to lose a little bit of interest there towards the end. There are some morbid descriptions, and I am a pretty sensitive gal to things like that. It was actually super quick pacing, and I really enjoyed the writing because at some points it was super playful. I loved it, and I think you should definitely read this for the fall time if you sound interested in it. It was just unexpected. There's a lot of unexpected things about this book, which was fun. If you are really into mystery thrillers with a little bit of horror, but you're kind of scared of that genre and you want to dabble in it a little bit, I think this is a really fun start. And it's not too confusing. Like, it's pretty simple, but it's going to surprise you at the end. Like, you're still gonna have that shock factor. Okay, it's now time to pick our next book. Wait, this is so fun. I'm between 2 different books and they have 2 completely different vibes. So the first one is The Undead Fox of Deadwood Forest, very fall. And then the other one I'm between is The 13th Tale, completely different. This one is middle grade, but it has some really beautiful tropes apparently, and those classical tropes that we love, like the prophecy trope is in here. I've actually heard that the themes are pretty deep, so there's a lot of depth in this one, so that's why I ended up buying it. But I'm between these 2. I might read this one first Just something really short and sweet. It just looks so cute. This one sounds so interesting, but I really want to sit with this one. Okay, you know what? I'm going with the Undead Fox of Deadwood Forest for right now. And then after I finish this one, then I'll read the 13th Tale just as like a little buffer, especially since I have 1 hour left of today. I think I could get a lot read of this one. So basically this one's about a fox named Claire who lives in a perpetual state of fall. It's not quite alive and not quite dead. And same for Claire. She's not quite alive and she's not quite dead. But she harbors these lost souls into the afterlife. And one day she is hit with something very unusual that's never happened to her before. One of the badgers that she was trying to guide into the afterlife actually barges in on her at her home. And some reason, somehow, some way, she's not able to cross over. And so they have to go on this huge journey trying to figure out this mystery. It's a lot more than that. That's what I've heard anyway. I've actually heard that it's a beautiful story. I think it's also like a grim tale. So I'm so excited to read this. It's the perfect fall book and I have never read anything like this. So I am really excited to try something new. First impressions, this book is beautiful. The poems are gorgeous and I'm already loving it. Actually, no, it's not. I took yesterday off because it was my birthday. Oh, you can kind of still see the things over there. So yesterday, I did not have Siri control anything. We had to ask Siri. You guys know the drill at this point. We have had absolutely no issues with Siri this time around. I did get a new phone since that last video. I'm gonna ask it a big number. Hey Siri, pick a random number 1 through 8. 5! Is that our longest one yet? Wait, I'm really excited. I've gotten to page 70 and I can't remember. It's really cute. It definitely feels more like sophisticated than middle grade. Basically, Claire helps lead lost souls into the afterlife. There are 4 different places you can go to. I think there's peace, purpose, pain, I want to say pleasure. Pleasure's the other one. You can go into these different afterlives. It's not like you can pick exactly. It's mainly based on the life that you led before. Your heart is going to be tugged one way or another, and Claire is going to direct you in one way or another. And so if you go into peace, but that's not where you belong, you're going to end up right outside of Claire's cottage again. And the interesting part is that this badger, you guys know I already talked about this badger that comes to Claire, comes back because they didn't go to the right place. And Claire couldn't get a sense of where this badger belongs, but Claire does not like badgers. So Claire kind of decided for the badger, like, you're going to pain because you are just, I don't like badgers, so I know that you only inflicted pain on people, so you're going to pain. And it's funny because then the badger comes back and he's like, how are you not supposed to go to pain? So I am going to get reading, and I might also read a little bit of the 13th Tale. I think I'll go back and forth. So let's get started. The 13th Tale. I actually decided to start this one as I have just been putting stuff away. I started dinner. I'm taking it pretty slow because it is so beautiful. Already starting out, I'm blown away. The main character, her name's Margaret, and she gets this letter from Vida Winter, who is an author that is very well known. She has heard of Vida Winter. She's never read any of her books though, because she does not
prefer contemporary literature. First of all, I have to mention the prose. It is beautiful. I remember the 13 tales that took possession of me with its first words and held me captive all night. I wanted to be held hostage again. The whole book is like this. I'm enamored. Like, this makes me want to read Vida Winter's book. She finally has decided, because she got this, oh sorry, you can probably hear my dinner cooking in the background, but because the main character Margaret has received this invitation to come visit with Vida and essentially write her biography, she decided to actually pick up one of her books and read it. But she's never been a fan, and Vida Winters is a huge name in the reading space. She is like the most sold author of all time. They were even saying that there's kind of some speculation that maybe she sold more copies than the Bible. I don't believe that, but she hasn't given the world that much of herself. Like, she really has been a recluse over the years, and she's finally got to a point where she's ready to tell her story, and there's so much mystery with that, and she just wants it to be unveiled, and she wants Margaret to be the one to do it. And so Margaret is like not a fan of contemporary literature, but she decides to give it a try, and she is enraptured by her stories. And that's really fun, because I think so many of us can relate to that, being completely turned off by an author because of their popularity and then giving one of their books a try and being proven wrong. So I'm excited to keep going. This is so fun. I love it. Wow. Good morning. It is now day 5 of zero controlling how many hours I have to read a day. Oh, sorry about that. Yesterday I ended up reading actually 5.5 hours instead of just the 5. Guys, I could not put these books down, and they both have such strong storylines. Like, I can't even compare them. They're so different. A little update on where I'm at. I made it to page 132 in The Undead Fox of Deadwood Forest, and then in the 13th tale I made it to page 137. This book is just so, I think I already said this, but it's like darkly luscious, and I am so curious. Like, right now the main character Margaret is sitting down with Vida, or wait, what is right now the main character Margaret, she has already established her new routine living with Vida and getting her stories to basically publish a biography for her, because Vida is so mysterious. Throughout all of the interviews she's ever done, she has never actually told the truth about her life. Like, even her name is just a pen name, so the public doesn't know really anything about her, and she's always made up these over-the-top stories to tell people, and she just inserts herself as the main character and pretends it's her own. But every single time she meets with a new interviewer, she tells a different story about her life. In one version, she was an orphan girl. In another version, she was in like the most wealthy family in England. I don't know. She's going to put her real story out there, and what we've gathered so far is so eerie. The Undead Fox of Deadwood Forest, I also have got to such an adventurous part of the story. Now the main character Claire, he has actually left the forest, which he's not supposed to do because it's just so dangerous for him, because he's not quite dead and he's not quite alive. So he has to basically just be safe so that he doesn't die, and there's a good reason why he does not want to die. And he goes on this adventure with a badger who he hates badgers. They're both perfect fall books for different reasons. I'm excited to keep reading, so let's ask Siri how much I have to read today. Hey Siri, pick a random number 1 through 8. 3! Wait, okay, that's good, that's good. That's not bad, that's not bad, that's not bad. We have had no troubles with Siri this video. Oh my gosh, this has been so smooth. This has been a great video. Okay, I am going to get started on reading. This is so difficult because both books are at such a intriguing part of the story that I want to be reading both of them at the same time. So that's why I've been going back and forth. guys, it is now day 6 of Siri controlling how many hours I have to read a day. I got to a crazy part in this book. I did read past the allotted time that I had, but I just couldn't stop. All I read yesterday was the 13th tale, and that's it. I am now on page 252. Dang, I was not expecting the last chapter I read. And then it kind of spooked me a little bit because there has been this talk of like ghosts throughout the story, and that's not a spoiler, it's literally on the back of the book. Man, it's like if you're going to stay somewhere and someone tells you, oh, we do have a ghost, but don't worry about it because they never come out, you rarely see them. And then that whole time you're staying there, you're going to be looking over your shoulder 24/7. You're going to think that you're seeing things, hearing things that you may not. It may be a trick of the mind. And that's how this book feels. I feel like I am just overly looking and analyzing everything because I feel on edge. I love that feeling. So let's ask Siri how much I have to read today. Hey Siri, pick a random number 1 through 8. 4. Okay. I'm not mad about that. That's actually a really good number. Okay. I might be able to just read this today and possibly finish it. Let's get to reading. No more yapping for me. I gotta get to it. Pages left. Puzzle pieces are starting to come up together physically and metaphorically. Way into the challenge, and I'm on page 332 out of 400. This is insane, you guys. Like, I can't even keep up with everything that's happening right now. It's happening so quickly. I love this book. I love it. I love it. I love it. This writing is so beautiful. But perhaps the answer is to stop writing altogether, for when I do write, even now as I write this very sentence, this very word, I am aware of a ghost reader who leans over my shoulder watching my pen, who twists my words and perverts my meaning, and makes me uncomfortable in the privacy of my own thoughts. And now this page says endings. I don't know. What the heck? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What page am I on? What? Wait, what? What did I just read? I'm so confused now. And possibly the best way ever, but I'm so confused. What? I gotta sit up now. This is insane. I'm literally shaking. Finished the book with basically 20 minutes left on the clock. I'm gonna stop this and read. I need to think. I need to stop this and think. 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. I feel so solemn after reading this book. A really good indicator for me, knowing that a book is 5 stars, because it's really hard for me to give out 5 stars. I'm like very stingy with them. And this is one of those books that it's a feeling. It is a feeling, but there are others that I just have such a great time and it's not that serious, and I know it's a 5 stars. This is one of those books inside and out. It has to be a 5 stars. Like, I feel it already shaping me as a reader. I'm actually going to cry because I love this book so
much, and when you just feel attached to a story, it's like it becomes a part of your story. For me, I know this is going to be a book that I'm gonna be 80 years old and like, let me tell you about this book that I read when I was 26 years old. I do feel like it has a specific kind of reader, but it also can be read by anyone and everyone. There's so many things that I could say about it. Like, one, the prose was beautiful, and this was her debut novel. I literally cannot wrap my mind around that, but it's very clear that she is meant to be an author. So I'm so glad that she published this. And then two, guys, I have been thinking of all of the stuff that I just read, and I still can't sort it out. I'm still remembering some of the stuff that I read because I'm like, oh my gosh, but then there's this part, then there's this part, and it's just the weight of it is hitting me. And I know tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and there's gonna be something else I remember from this book, and I don't know. There's a book that clicks with you, it clicks with you, and I'm just so happy that I loved this one. It's actually considered a part of the gothic suspense genre. It's also a family drama, I will say that too. This is a book about books. If you are a book lover, you will love how books are talked about in this story. It's crazy how you don't realize how attached you're getting to certain characters until the end of a story. I will say, if you're expecting a thriller, fast-paced thriller, you're going to be disappointed in this. I will say that. This reminds me of like Pat Conroy level family drama, but just make it so gothic. Also, a story that's gonna take you way back in time. I loved that element of it, and I am going to read everything this woman writes. Now we have 20 minutes left of today's challenge. Okay, I am going to continue on with the undead fox of Deadwood Forest. It feels impossible to move on to this right now. I'm not well. Hi guys, good morning. It is the last day of Siri. I'm so shocked. Siri has been so nice and so well behaved this video. Please be good to me on the last day though. I can't speak too soon, but the Siri has been nice to me. I read a little bit last night. I didn't have that much time to finish up reading. I think we ended with like 30 minutes, maybe an hour. So I made it to page 161. This is such a fun book, and I'm so glad that I'm reading it for the fall because it is just really fun. But I need to definitely finish it up today. Like, I am reading this one a little bit slower. Let's ask Siri how much I have to read today. Hey Siri, pick a random number 1 through 8. 3! Does Siri love me? This is true enemies to lovers. I'm shocked. This has never happened before. Siri loves to make my life miserable. There's this prophecy that's been going around, and the main character Claire, he gets wind of it, and it actually is concerning him. He is trying to get to the bottom of it, get some answers, and he has to go through very dangerous parts of the woods and out of the woods to get some answers. Let's get started on the Undead Fox of Deadwood Forest. Chapter 18, and I've been reading for like 28 minutes, and I just put my headphones on and started listening to the audiobook actually to make a matcha, and the audiobook is so sweet and actually really good. What I just read, there have been so many quotes too in this book that I'm like, dang. I think one of them was talking about the hurtful words from a family member takes deeper root. This feels like one of those stories that you read as a child and sticks with you all throughout the rest of your life, and you're like, that is applicable to anyone in any stage of life. Okay, let's make a matcha. Guys, I don't know what happened, but my stopwatch restarted. That's indeed zeros. Maybe I can go back in these other clips and let me see if I can figure this out. Hold on. Okay, so an hour ago, it says I was at 26 minutes.
I'm just gonna do a timer for 2 hours and 8 minutes. And yeah, I think that's just what I'm gonna have to do. So, okay, let's continue reading. I am going to be taking breaks on and off throughout the day because I'm actually going on a huge road trip tomorrow. So I'm gonna be doing other things in the meantime. So I'm just gonna start it and then thankfully I can pause, but this seems very scary to me. But we'll just have to do it this way. Hi guys, I have not filmed much today at all. Ian and I are leaving early tomorrow morning to go on a road trip, and I have just been a busy bee trying to get everything done today. So I have not been able to really update you guys. I've actually been reading a lot. So I thought we could finish it up together on camera. This is such a precious book. It has so many deep themes that are very profound for the targeted age group, but I like that. I think this book is talking a lot about grief and how we all individually deal with grief differently. This book is kind of written in a way to help kids through that. No matter who you are, grief is difficult to navigate because it's something you live with for the rest of your life. Especially with a child, I could imagine how confusing that would be. I am just like kind of on the edge of my seat. I am very excited to finish this one up. So let's keep reading The Undead Fox of Deadwood Forest. Guys, I finished it. Oh my gosh. So much fun to read. Honestly, I'm so glad that I picked it up and gave it a read. It doesn't even feel right rating it. I did read the author's note at the end. It's not my typical genre. Usually I do read adult. So I would say 99% of the time I read adult. I don't know if you can tell, but I am absolutely exhausted. So I am not going to finish off and start a whole new book with only 35 minutes left, and this is the last day of Siri Controls. I have loved this Siri Controls series that we've done. Don't want to say goodbye to it because it's been so much fun for me, but I don't know what else Siri can control. I've already had her control hours, chapters, and pages, so I don't know what else. Let me know if you guys have any ideas or suggestions, or you just want to see me do it all over again, because I'm always down for that. I need to get some sleep right now. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!